Hello everyone, this is Preface Nomad Jr. I'm teacher Leah, and this is a Scratch tutorial on how to create your own maze game. In this game, we are represented by Ben, this little guy right here. Our ultimate goal is to reach the basketball and to exit the maze. We control Ben by using 4 arrow keys on our keyboard. If we press up arrow, Ben will go upward. If we press the down arrow, Ben will go downwards, and so on and so on. We cannot go through the blue wall, so we must find the smartest way to get out of this labyrinth. Let's get started to start creating our own maze game. The first one is to create the world, the second one is to create the character, and the third one is to give life to the characters by coding. Without further ado, let's get started to create our own maze. The first step is to create the background, which is our maze. Either you can search Preface Maze as seen on the search bar on Scratch website. There you go. And then press Remix so that there is an already prepared maze for your use. Or you can go to Google and search Maze PNG on Google to choose your favorite maze background. Don't forget to change the name of your project here. After creating our background, our next step is to add characters to our maze. I think you all are quite familiar with how to add sprites or add characters to your maze. It's actually very simple. Go to this cat button and you can choose a sprite that you like. To be honest, you can choose any character that you like, anything that represents yourself. You can either choose a bear, a batter, or band or bats. For the purpose of this maze project, I will choose Ben as my sprite. Right now, Ben is too big for my maze, so I need to downsize Ben into 15. Put Ben at the entrance of the maze. Then we need something else, another character to represent Ben has finally finishes this maze at the exit of the maze. So add another character. Again, you can choose anything you like, any of your preference. You can either choose an apple, a balloon, a banana, or to be honest, anything else. I think I will prefer adding basketball to show it is the end of Ben's journey in the first maze. Again, this basketball may be too big to place at the exit of the maze, so we need to downsize it into 25. Put it at the exit of the maze so that whenever Ben reaches the basketball, it means Ben finally finishes his first journey to the maze. So far, we have completed 2 stages of coding already. We have added a background for our project, which is the maze, and then we have added characters to our project, which is Little Ben and the basketball. Little Ben represents ourselves, and the basketball is somehow like a trophy that Ben will receive when he finishes the maze. In our third step of coding, we'll give life to these characters so that they move whenever we give commands to them. We will start off with something simple, which is giving codes to the basketball already. The basketball really doesn't move much, so the number of codes that we will give it is very little and limited. First off, we need to change the size of the basketball, even though we have already changed the size of the basketball here, but we'll still want to use a list of codes to give life to this basketball. We started off with adding a green flag to the basketball. And in order to change the size of the basketball, we need to change its look. So go to the purple blocks, set the size to 25%, and then we want the basketball to go to this coordinate, which is -13 and 172, and that's all the codes you need for this basketball. Our next step is coding Little Ben. Now, coding Little Ben is a lot harder than coding the basketball. Our ultimate goal in this game is for Ben to conquer this maze and to receive his trophy, his basketball. So we want to control Ben by using the 4 arrow key on our computer. First, we start out with adding a green flag. Then, even though we have already downsized Ben into 15%, we still want to do it again with our codes. So set size to 15% here. Then go to x 13 and y minus 168. Then we want the process to repeat forever. We need to add a conditional block. In this condition, whenever we press the upper key, for example the up arrow, we want bend to go upwards for 4 units. The reason why we want to choose 4 instead of 5, 6, 7, or 8 is because this is a relatively small maze and Ben is a relatively small character. So we want each step that Ben takes will be a small step instead of walking halfway through the whole maze. So that wouldn't be the point, right? So we just want to use 4 as a safe number. Use sensing. Choose key up arrow. Then we want to change y by 4. Because whenever we press the up key, Ben is supposed to go up instead of go left or right way. So we need to change the y, not the x. And then we finish this off with next costume. Then let's get started to code the down key. Again, we need to add another conditional block, the if-then block. Key is the down arrow. Then this time we want to change y by -4. The reason why it is -4 is because whenever we press the down arrow, we want Ben to go downwards, not upwards. So remember to add a minus sign in front of 4. And then choose next costume. Then now it is time to code whenever we want Ben to move left or move right. Again, at this one, it should be the same as above. Key the right arrow, for example. This time we want to change x by 4. The reason why it is x is because we want Ben to move right, not move downwards or upwards. So we need to change the x coordinates of Ben. Change x by 4 and next costume. Repeat whatever we just did. The left arrow. Change x by -4 this time. And next costume. That's it, we finally code Ben. You can add a list of codes that tell Ben whenever he touches the wall, he needs to go back to his original position. So how are we going to do that? Again, we need to start off with having a green flag. Repeat the codes forever, and then we need to add a condition. The condition is whenever he touches the wall, he needs to go back to his original position. So the condition will be touching the color of the wall, because this color of the wall is quite specific. So we will use this magic painter and choose this color. After this color equals to the color of the maze wall, then we will add a condition, which is go back to its original position, i.e. here. Last but not least, I think Ben deserved his trophy after his hard work to conquer the maze. What we will do is whenever Ben touches his basketball, he will say, "I won," to show his excitement. How are we going to do that? Again, we always start with a green flag. Repeats the code forever. And we need to add a conditional block. The condition is that whenever he touches the basketball, he will say, "I won." So we need to add touching the basketball. And then Ben will say, I1 for 2 seconds. And he will go back to his original position. Let's see what is our final result, shall we? I think we have a little problem here. It is almost impossible to play the game without having Ben touching the wall. After Ben arrives this corner, he will touch the wall and we need to go back to our original position. I think we cannot finish the game without Ben touching the wall, so I think we need a little amendment. What we're looking for right now is for Ben to stop whenever he touches the wall, so the wall just stops him from going forward, but we don't want Ben to go back to its original position. How are we going to make Ben to stop whenever he touches the wall? The little amendment we are going to make is actually very simple. Do you remember this set of code which tell Ben to go back to its original position whenever he touches the wall? Well, we are going to delete this. We need to add this block right below Nick's costume. So let's not delete this right now, delete this afterwards. We need to add a conditional block. And then the condition is whenever we touches that color, we touches the color of the wall. Touches the color of the wall. Whenever he touches the color of the wall, we want to change Y. Change Y by -4. The reason why it is -4 is because do you see here, it is changed Y by 4, which means Ben walking forward for 4 steps. This change Y by -4 is somehow equivalent to making Ben to go backwards for -4 units. So it creates an effect to look as if Ben is stopping. We'll repeat this if-then code for the rest of these 4 blocks. Again, put if-then, duplicate it so we don't need to get this color right every time. Then change Y by -4. The reason why this one is a +4 is whenever we press the down arrow, Ben is supposed to go downwards, right? But whenever he touches the wall, we want Ben to stop. In order to create an effect that looks as if Ben is stopping, we want to make this unit positive. So it is the exact opposite of this unit. Repeating whatever we did. This time, we no longer change Y by something. We change X by something. Change X by -4, so it is the opposite of this unit. Duplicate. Change X by 4, a positive number. And there we have it. We need to delete this set of blocks. We need to delete everything. And then let's see the final result. See? Whenever Ben now touches the wall, he will not go back to its original position. So let's do a little recap of what we have learned today. We started by searching preface maze SC on the Scratch interface. Then we added the characters, Ben and a basketball. We created 4 conditions to command Ben to walk in 4 different directions whenever we asked him to do so. If we press the up arrow, Ben will walk upwards for 4 units. If we press down arrow, Ben will walk downward for 4 units, so on and so on. When Ben finally completes his maze, he would say, "I won," to show his excitement. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the project. Remember to give us a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get our daily contents. I'm Teacher Leah, and this is Preface Nomad Jr.